So there's this test called the Rorschach test. It's a psychological test that gets used to diagnose people with mental illnesses, especially people with schizophrenia, and it's a very, very famous test. You probably have seen it before. The way it works is you get a bunch of these ink blob pictures that don't really represent anything, and you have to interpret the things that you see in those ink blob pictures. The reason why this works is because they found out that schizophrenic people have an unusual way of interpreting the things they see. Like I said, this test is super famous. You've seen it in movies and TV shows and video games. But this test is time consuming and you always have to have a professional psychologist who interprets the answers of the patient. So they developed another test. It's called the Harrower-Erickson multiple choice Rorschach test, and it's basically a large-scale equivalent of the Rorschach test. The way this works is you get 10 pictures, like I said, those ink blob pictures, and afterwards you get a list with descriptions and you have to assign the most fitting description to the picture. And at the end of the test they indicate if you're mentally ill or not. So yeah, I'm about to take this test. If you want to take the test yourself, the website is called Open Source Psychometrics Project. Now you might say that there's no point in taking this test because we know that we aren't schizophrenic, right? But how could you know? Nah, but for real, I'm 99% sure that I'm not schizophrenic. But it is nonetheless a very interesting test to take even if you're not mentally ill. I think it's just really interesting to see how these kind of tests work. And this test is only for educational and entertainment purposes. This isn't, you know, it's a little outdated, the test. It isn't as precise as the original Rorschach test. So yeah. Keep that in mind. Okay, I think I already did enough talking. I think we should just start with the test. Okay, so here's the first image. We have this pretty unrecognizable ink blob picture. It kind of looks like two angels, like here are the wings, and this is the head, and the same thing on the right side. Like, I mean, a traditional depiction of an angel, not a biblically accurate angel or anything like that. Okay, so here's the list with all the options. An army or navy emblem, crumbling cliffs, a bed, nothing at all, two people, a pelvis, an x-ray picture, pincers of a crab, a dirty mess, part of my body, something not listed here. So we don't have two angels as an option, unfortunately, but we have two people, which is the closest thing. I think I'll go with two people, and I can even make a second choice. I think it's too boring to go with a dirty mess. I think I'll just go, my first choice is, I'll just pick here, something not listed here. That's my first choice because two angels are not listed here. And my second choice is two people because it's the closest thing. Okay, next. This kind of looks like two bears high-fiving each other. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good guess. We have a bug somebody stepped on, nothing at all, two Scotty dogs, little faces on the sides, a bloody spinal column, a white top, bursting bomb, two elephants, two clowns, black and red, and something not listed here. Now, that wasn't really the first thing that popped into my head, a bloody spinal column. But I could imagine that a mentally ill person would maybe have seen this. Actually, I think I'll go with two elephants. It's maybe the closest thing to two bears high-fiving each other. And my second choice, I don't want to go with black and red because that's probably what normal people would go for. And you know, normal people aren't very fun. Two Scotty dogs. Yeah, let's go with two Scotty dogs as my second choice. Okay, those are clearly two giraffes with very short necks. Two birds meet in a butcher shop. Alright, two men, part of my body, red and black, a colored butterfly, spots of blood and paint, monkeys hanging by their tails, a red bow tie, nothing at all, something not listed here. Okay, I was really confident in my two giraffes with short necks, so I'll just take something not listed here again. My second choice will be, the red was very blood-like. I think I'll take this as my second choice. Now it's getting a bit more interesting. I kind of see an animal skull, a deer skull maybe, or a cow skull. This kind of looks like a penguin head. So it's either a deer skull or two penguins that are melting into each other. Oh, head of animal, finally something that's on the list. Okay, Okay, we don't have penguins on here, so head of animal was a pretty good guess, so let's continue. Okay, that is clearly a butterfly. Smashed body, legs, a bat or butterfly. Yes, thank you. How do you see a smashed body in this? That kind of looks like two guns. Like here's the handle and here's like the fire of, I don't know, the bullet coming out or something. I don't really know much about guns. And yeah, the same thing on the right side. Two kings, crowns, an X-ray picture. Oh. Yeah, organs. Polished post, nothing at all. A turtle, grey smudge. Unfortunately, I have to go with something not listed here. And I think my second choice is a totem pole, because it kind of looked like a totem. Alright. Now that looks like two very deformed babies to me. Could also be two bunnies. This kind of looks like a chicken body, while the head is more like a bunny or rabbit head. Animals or animal heads. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think my first choice is animals or animal heads. Like I said, the head kind of looked like a bunny head. And my second choice will be lambs, tails or feathers. Okay. Now this reminds me of the concept of time and how we're all going to die. Okay, so this kind of looks like two otters. Horseshoe crab, a colored coat of arms, fire and ice, life and death. Holy shit, this is getting deep. I have to say two animals. I know this is really boring, a really boring answer. I didn't see anything else in this picture. It kind of look like flowers or leaves. The middle part, that's my second pick. That kind of looks like a skull again. This kind of looks like fire, smoke, flames or an explosion, deer or horns of a deer. There we go, that's my first pick. That was clearly a deer skull for me, so I'm picking deer. My second pick will be smoke, flames or an explosion, because it kind of looked like it had fire around the eyes. Okay, this kind of looks like two caterpillars in a field with flowers. A Chinese print, red, blue or green. Spider, caterpillars, crabs and insects. Okay, nice. That's my first pick. Parts of my insides. Oh my god. Why is it like specifically my insides? Why can't it be parts of someone's insides? This is kinda weird. A flower garden or gay tropical fish. That's my second guess. So spider, caterpillars, crabs and insects and a flower garden. Okay, we completed the test. Your score is 1 out of 10, meaning you selected 1 answers that are commonly given by individuals with some psychological disturbance. One of my answers was apparently an answer that a mentally ill person would give, and to actually be diagnosed as a mentally ill person you have to get at least 5 or 6. Okay, looks like most people either get 1 or 2. I kinda wanna know what this one weird answer that I gave was, but I don't think you can see it here. Well, looks like I'm just a normal guy. Thank you all for watching. I know this video was a bit shorter than usual, but I was on vacation for 3 weeks and I wanted to post something a little bit shorter and a little bit more low effort. I'm currently working on a longer video though. Feel free to take the test yourself. Like I said, this is the website, and make sure to share your results in the comments. This would really interest me. Very big thank you to my top tier Patreons, Kayla and Kiza. You guys are the best. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye.